It's 10 o'clock on the dot. Good evening and welcome to the news brought to you by Eswatini TV. I'm Sana Boingona. I'm with Nwaklabe Zongambolo. We're coming to you live from the Hospital Hill Studios in Babane. First, your headlines tonight. The Right Honourable Prime Minister has officially opened the Eswatini Second Generation National Agriculture Investment Plan meeting. The Honourable Minister of Public Works and Transport has handed over the first batch of the new government fleet. And the National Disaster Management Agency says it is working on improving its documentation system. Good evening. The news in detail. We begin here. The Right Honourable Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Dlamini, has officially opened the Eswatini Second Generation National Agriculture Investment Plan meeting. One of the major challenges identified in the Eswatini agriculture sector is that 70% of food consumed in the country is imported. The meeting was held at the George Hotel in Manzini.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Dlamini, says the Eswatini Second Generation National Agriculture Investment Plan comes at a time when government has just presented a policy statement that speaks of growing the economy by 12% annually.
Experts often say output is a function of inputs, the environment and execution. Government has adopted the role of an active enabler in the process of economic transformation. We are gathered here today in a resource mobilization drive, and our aim is to market our planned activities so as to attract investment into the sector. This investment will provide the required inputs that will help the country improve its production systems to achieve increased agricultural input.
The Ministry of Agriculture says it plans to assist local farmers produce more, and this plan includes increased production of beef, beans, maize, and mango, among others.
We expect that very soon we'll be producing enough for ourselves. But the issue is that you also need to manage risks so that in case there's a drought, because for now we don't have enough irrigation infrastructure to continuously produce under irrigation. So we still will be dependent on rainfall, although we're targeting those relatively wet areas. But we therefore want to build strategic grain reserves in different places so that if for any reason there is any disaster, we're able to feed the nation for at least a couple of, in fact, we are planning to feed the nation for 3 years.
The youth says there is a need for the ministry to have a fund with very low interest and that will be accessible to the youth. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela with Smuva Shongwe, Manzini.
The Honourable Minister of Public Works and Transport, Senator Chief Ndladla has handed over the first batch of the new government fleet. The vehicles were purchased with assistance from Standard Bank, Eswatini.
The Honourable Minister of Public Works and Transport, Senator Chief Ndladla has officially handed over the first batch of new government fleet. The Honourable Minister says the first batch is 68 vehicles.
Kusebenza kahulumende bese kulukhuni kakhulu kude timotolo tekwenda umsebenzi kude timotolo tekunika sive lusito sitawukhumbula ukuthi sibayeni sikhalo lesikhulu sive besikhala ukuthi asilithole lusito nasithi sibika la sibika khona kumele sithole lusito imphendulo ithi kude timoto so sikulolo nyawo ukuthi ti70 tembuso tisasebenta tisitasive sitinike leti motolo tekusebenta singasho nje ukuthi leti motolo setiphelele kwanyalo titawuba ngu741 namuhla le stetfulako ematikweni ting68 kungaba kucela nje ematikweni kwekuthi tiphathwe kahle leti moto tisebenziseke kahle leti moto sisasebenta lamatikweni ema-ofisi akusithi sonke lekufanele ukuthi sibe netimoto leti moto leti titane tracker titawube tibonakala konke la titawube tihamba khona tibukwa abaphathi bematiko ngekwehlukana
Standard Bank CEO Mvuselelo Fagutse touched on the importance of public-private partnerships.
One of the most important parts of what we've done on this program is to ensure that all the cars that are here are insured. So this is why they're actually delayed, because we needed to sort out the insurance for the vehicles. They are all insured, so it means, and it's a milestone for government, because we've known in the past what happens when a government car is involved in an accident. It was a real problem. But I think this is meant to address that. But also, in addition, it's to address how we manage fleet. We use this a lot in the private sector. I think we're just trying to digitize the way that cars are managed, the way that cars are fueled, the way that cars are used.
Government is to complete payment of these vehicles in 5 years. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samgal Suekoza, Babane.
The Honourable Minister of Education, Nxumalo, has promised teachers that his ministry will prioritise the issue of their welfare. Now, Nxumalo says this is to assist teachers to produce to their maximum. Now, the minister was speaking during the Hoho Teachers' Day commemoration held at Pixpic on Wednesday.
Speaking when addressing teachers during the World Teachers' Day commemoration for teachers under the Hoho region, the Minister of Education, Nxumalo, says teachers' hard work doesn't go unnoticed.
Nangabe kuyabonakala ukuthi kukhona bothishela laba netinkinga financial. I think as a ministry we can assist ukuthi lo thishela loyo usitoka kanjani ukuthi aphume kuleyo nkinga leyo.
The minister says they dedicate themselves. Some travel long distances to and from school because there are no teachers' quotas. The minister says they will prioritize the welfare of teachers and other issues thereof. He understands that some are underpaid, yet they are overqualified. He says he's quite aware that teachers have been complaining on the issue of replacement of teachers, which is something they are working on with the relevant ministries. Teachers also got the opportunity to say something.
Teachers' well-being and workload ministers. The reasons we raise is because it compromises the quality of education.
Siyakhala, sikhaliswa ukuthi i-competency-based education ifike yasinyathelela izifundo zethu. Kunesifundo se-home economics lesibita kuthiwa i-consumer science, bese kuba nalesinye lokuthiwa i-agriculture. Mabasho njalo ke base abantwana ababe naleli khono lokuhlabela, babe naleli khono lokugitsa, babe naleli khono lokujayiva. Leyo ke sengiyona practical subject le most important. Thina njengabothishela sikhaliswa ukuthi besathi ukuthi live lelithuthukile ibase yakhona iba ka-agriculture.
Kusivisa buhlungu ke ndathi sibothishela ngingakhulumeli ma civil servants onke kuthi ngidawuhamba a distance of about 30 kilometers bese uhulumende songibhadala 17 cents per kilometer.
They sent a plea to the ministry to look into the improvement of the consumer science subject, which has a potential of creating self-employment for learners. For Eswatini TV News, I am Kian MCB, Pixpic.
The Honourable Minister of Tourism, James Milane, says government will have engagements with the public to unearth long-lasting solutions on the new frequent altercations between rangers and poachers. The Honourable Minister was speaking during a press meeting on Wednesday.
Government says increasing reports of altercations between game rangers and poachers that involve shooting and loss of life is concerning. In a press meeting, the Honourable Minister of Tourism and Environmental Affairs, James Milane, said government will have engagements with stakeholders and the public on sustainable solutions on this matter.
Ngaleso sizathu ke litiko licela ukuthi kube neluxolo nekuthula kulabadingelako. Sikholelwa ukuthi akube nekuhlalisana nekubambisana kubanikati betindzawo tekugcina tilwane nakiyo imimango. Hulumende utsandza kukumbuta sive ngekumcoka bekuhlonipha imitsetfo yekuvikela tindzawo tekugcina tilwane, siphindze sexwayise imimango ukuthi akuphele kutingela ngaphandle kwemvumo. Imigomo yekungena kuleti ndzawo ayihlonishwe ngoba uhulumende uyati ukuthi takhamiti kungaba netindlo leti tidzingo kito letakhamiti. Litiko litawusukumisa umkhankaso wekuteka letindzaba leti ngetingoni noma ngemisakato yemoya. Khona kutofinyelela kito tonke tindzawo Eswatini lendzaba lesitabe siyiteka. Lapho khona sitabe sihlanganisa banikati betindzawo tekugcina tilwane, sisebentisa bantfu lababuke imimango, siphindze sisebentise bona lababuke letindzawo ema-rangers. Sive siyaceleka lokuthi sisinikete naso emakhambi ekwekuthi lendzaba lena singayisombulula kanjani.
The Honourable Minister further asked members of the public in possession of illegal firearms to return these firearms to the police, whereas the Right Honourable Prime Minister Russell Dlamini said this incident calls for the review and amendment of the Eswatini Game Act of 1991. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I am Samkal Suekoza, Babane.
The National Disaster Management Agency says it is working on improving the agency's documentation system. This was said by its CEO, Victor Mahlalele, during a session with the Public Accounts Committee. Eswatini TV, Samkal Suekoza has more on that story.
Following issues raised in the Auditor General's compliance report about unaccounted funds and irregularities on the payments of COVID-19 food assistance grants, the Auditor General, Timothy Matsibula, informed the Public Accounts Committee that the National Disaster Management Agency has failed to properly document financial information of these projects.
First phase and second, we start to we are back on isikhala sihlalo thina ukuthi just abakubhalanga phasi uzokhishwelwani lona ikanti bamkhanze icenga ukuthi uvele uyadeserve siyabakazela bathola ngena sibathola feedback akusadocumenteki ukuthi no sibethe simo sakhe siyajinja.
NDMA CEO Victor Mahlalele acknowledged the consent by the Auditor General.
Silebeswenda ngesizathu ngenxa lokusebenza were not documented. That is our own biggest mistake. I-change lebese i-effect ngaleso sikhathi leso ngoba kwakuyi-COVID. So sasizange sakhona kuyi-documenta. So ngiko le-Auditor General bekakufuna ukuthi cha ngiyeva ukuthi senemkhiphile lona but nimkhipha ngaliphi.
The Honourable Committee debated audit queries pertaining NDMA.
Ngisolonga zama-grablisha ukuthi the query ikakhulu ikuphi. Kube nce Auditor General ukuthi nabe sene-overspend kule ben-allocate kona.
Le nguvako lapha kule timpendulo takhe CEO dindzaba tema-possibilities ukuthi kungaba ngiloku kungaba ngiloku ude vele lesikutholako loku straight lokuthi akwendeka kwekuthi
le query nangivala ama response laqhamuka ku controlling officer aqhamuke kulabasubukele imali aqhamuke ku-AG kuthine bese kusishiya ehlathini.
Auditor General ukhuluma nge-over expenditure, controlling officer uthi over expenditure. Sesilandela epikiroti.
The CEO further made a commitment that NDMA will improve their documentation system.
In the future going forward, this is how we're going to improve on documentation of changes leswendako ku project la kanjengale. I think lama issues nje azalandzelana onke nalokuthi ke lokunye ngile reconciliation eshokuthi njalo ngenyanga nama after siyendeleyo payment kwendiwe quickly le reconciliation.
By the time of compiling this report, the PAC was still engaging NDMA on other audit queries. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samgal Suekoza, Parliament.
The Honourable Minister of Commerce, Mangoba Khumalo, says members of Parliament need to be frequently capacitated on government bills. The Honourable Minister was speaking during a meeting with the House of Assembly Commerce Portfolio Committee.
The Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade continues to have engagements with Parliament on new enacted legislations under the ministry. On Wednesday, the Ministry of Commerce had a meeting with the Ministry of Commerce, Assembly Portfolio Committee to discuss clauses of Trading Licenses Amendment Act and Liquor Licensing Act.
Lapho khona kunesidingo khona kuseneke tindzawo letiningi ukuthi lo nyama singasheshe sikwende lokufaka ekhathi mhlambe ukuthi amabhokisi namabhara abe khashane netikolo abe khashane mhlambe namasonto abe khashane nemanyuvesi ngoba nyalo vele simo sisasho ukuthi kuhle ukhanza ukuthi akwenteka kahle lo mthetho lo sokhona ke uyakushicilela lokuthi kufanele ukuthi kwenteke ngaleyo ndlela leyo kepha-ke sengikusho into lokho kufuna ukubambisana komasipala ukubambisana mhlawumbe nemimamo.
The Ministry of Commerce Portfolio Committee Chair Mzwandile Mamba says the House is pleased to note that some of the clauses will address trading and liquor licensing concerns.
Sicishe saphenduleka kahle ukuthi ngabe ngoba sekunemibuto leminingi ukuthi sekusukume ibhodi letiningi emakhaya. Cishe-ke induna yemibuso nentiko likhonile ukuchazela abahlonishwa kwacishe kwaqada ukuthi kwabangwa yini lentiko selikuphinyano uthini umthetho lo sewukhona noqishe ukubambisana nesive ekuthenini tshwala bungabe buningi kakhulu kubantwana bungabe dutana nemasonto bungabe dutana nalapho khona without disturbing community ize futhi sibuke nje lokuningi lokuthintsana ne-liquor order lebevele seyikhona se-exista ukuthi amendwa njani ngoba bese kubonakala ukuthi lamanye alama-charges semadzala kakhulu.
The Ministry of Commerce placed commitment in ensuring ease of doing business in the country for socio-economic development. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samgal Suekoza with Smuva Shongwe, Ezulwini.
The Eswatini Revenue Service, ERS, has collected 6.2 billion emalangeni this year on their online platform e-tax system. This was shared by the Minister for Finance, the Honourable Neil Rickenback, when launching the tax filing season at the Eswatini Revenue Service headquarters at Ezulwini, where he encouraged all taxpayers to pay their taxes on time. That's when has more on that story.
As we enter the tax season, I'd like to highlight the key deadlines that all taxpayers must keep in mind. The first one is the 30th of September. Employers are required to submit the annual PAYE reconciliation and make the necessary payments. The next one is the 31st of October. Businesses must file and settle their tax obligations. The next one is the 30th of November. Individuals, and particularly high net worth individuals, professionals, and those with multiple income streams must file their returns and make payments. This is referred to personal income tax. These deadlines are not mere formalities, but essential obligations. This year marks the first time that income tax returns will be filed through TaxEase. I'm pleased to report that over 7,500 accounts have already been registered. With this ability to link multiple tax identification numbers, what referred to as TINs, to a single account, TaxEase offers flexibility for individuals and businesses alike, with some users managing up to 20 TINs. We have also seen an encouraging uptake, with the 8,124 taxpayers having filed their returns online through TaxEase. As of the 12th of September, 54,842 tax returns, which are made up of 38,900 from PAYE, 11,466 from VAT, 368 from company income tax, and 3,108 from personal income tax. All of these have been processed on the platform, a testament to the growing trust in the system. Moreover, I'm proud to announce that ERS has achieved an impressive year-to-date revenue collection of 6.02 billion emalangeni, which is a 13% increase compared to last year's performance under the legacy e-tax system.
Speaking of finances, 16 people are being currently audited for lifestyle audit by the Eswatini Revenue Services. This was revealed by the Commissioner of Domestic Taxes, Vusi Ngampalala, during the launch of the tax filing season at the Eswatini Revenue Services at Sulwini.
We have 16 individuals that are undergoing lifestyle audits currently. And I must state that it is not a fast or quick audit like it is for companies, because we understand that if I am dealing with an individual, it depends on his availability.
On another note, the service says although there has been a slight increase in VAT tax compliance, there is still a significant number of businesses that do not pay VAT tax.
We have seen revenue from VAT increase by about 9% compared to last year. And as we speak today, it's the fastest growing of all the tax types that we have. And for the first time, we're ranging above the target by 2%, which means there have been significant improvements.
The Commissioner General of the Eswatini Revenue Service, Brian Nkambule, says different initiatives are being put in place to further increase tax compliance.
The system that we introduced recently has significantly improved our performance on VAT. Now, this system allows our taxpayers to file details of their VAT input-output. So with the detail, the invoices, basically all the invoices that they issue out are expected to be filed. The invoices that are in the payments that they make are expected to be filed. So that enables us to now cross-check to see who has paid who on VAT. So that has somewhat had a very positive impact on the performance as VAT.
The Eswatini Revenue Service urges businesses to comply with the tax laws this filing season, saying different programs are in place to assist those who will have challenges as they file their taxes. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminko Sinzinisa, Ezulwini.
Right, with that, we perfectly segue into the world of business, where we take a look at financial indicators that will give us a sense of our markets for today in a financial report.
Standard Bank.
Welcome back. You're still tuned into Eswatini Television Authority. This is the news at 10. Thank you for making us your news channel of choice. We'll continue with the news. The Eswatini Public Service Pensioners Association is requesting that the pension fund for senior citizens be reclassified from Category A to Category B. The pensioners made this statement while delivering a petition to the Ministry of Finance and as well as that of Public Service. The association's president, Elliot Mkajwa, had this to say.
Lemthetho nayo ayisho ukuthi uhulumende unesabelo kulesikhwama sethu. Kude. Sinikhumbuzeke, mase iku category A njengoba seyilapho. Ikutshela ukuthi seyinkampani yahulumende ngalokuphelele.
Mkhojo says even laws in place do not indicate that government has a share in the pensioners fund. He further states that now that the fund is in Category A, it means it is fully controlled by the government. He says this means the government will be calling the shots without being questioned. He adds that pensioners don't want anyone to tell them about their money. The petition delivered by the elder will received by the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Public Service, Sipho Tsabetsa, and the Director of Finance, Armstrong Dlamini.
le Jobashi to President ukuthi nicela tibendvule masinyane sitabusho konke lokho kubantu labadzala njengoba nikubekile.
Sabete states that they would hand over the petitions to the relevant ministries. He emphasizes that the elderly people are important and thank them for peacefully delivering the petitions. He asked that all differences be resolved in peace. Dlamini states that his role was simply to receive the petition and then hand it over to the Minister of Finance. The elderly people gave the government 2 weeks to respond to the petitions, threatening to take the matter to the courts if necessary. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, Mbabane.
Welcome back in our sports news. The case between Manzini Wanderers and Denver Sundowns proceeded at the High Court on Wednesday. The representatives of Denver Sundowns captain Jimo Moses, who is the player in question in this matter, are requesting that Judge Bongi Makakule should recuse himself from the case on grounds that he has a strong connection with a familiar face within the structures of Manzini Wanderers. The case is expected to return to court this Friday.
Court case between Manzini Wanderers and Denver Sundowns proceeded at the High Court on Wednesday morning. Prior to the High Court, the case was heard at the Disciplinary Committee and at the Appeals Board. The case is a formal complaint by Manzini Wanderers over player Jimo Moses of Denver Sundowns, who they believe played the final game of the 2023-2024 MTN Premier League season without his work permit. And in that game, Wanderers lost against Denver Sundowns. When the case was heard at the High Court, it went straight to the chambers. Representatives of the player Jimo Moses requested that Judge Bongi Magagula should recuse himself from the case on the grounds that he is conflicted by virtue of being a close friend to Sibani Mngomezulu, a well-known figure at Manzini Wanderers. The final of the discussions in the chambers saw Judge Magagula postponing the hearing to this coming Friday at 9 in the morning. He, however, urged representatives of Jimo Moses and Denver Sundowns to file an application stating fully on the issue of recusal. In this matter, Jimo Moses, the football player, was represented by Lucas Mazia, while Denver Sundowns is represented by Banere Ncampalala. The matter is before Judge Bongi Magagula at the High Court. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msana, Babane.
Right, with the sports news, we hit the home stretch of the news at 10, brought to you by Eswatini TV. Before we go, a quick reminder of the top stories tonight. The Right Honourable Prime Minister has officially opened the Eswatini Second Generation National Agriculture Investment Plan meeting. The Honourable Minister of Public Works and Transport has handed over the first batch of the new government fleet. And the National Disaster Management Agency says it is working on improving its documentation system. Right, with that, we conclude the news at 10 here at Eswatini TV. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. We shall now cross over to the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us and the team at Eswatini TV. For now, it is a good night and God bless.
Win your share of millions in free shopping. Buy any participating product for a chance to win. Competition ends 6 October. Get 4 50-gram Bakoma Wheat Bix for only $26.99. 50-gram Knorr packet soup, any 4 for 20 Emalangeni. 750-gram Cross and Blackwell tangy mayonnaise, $36.99. 2 liters Spar sunflower oil, just $69.99. Or 175-gram Dettol soap, buy any 2 for only 23 Emalangeni.
And that's why we shop at Spar.